You know that old story about Lasorda and Mike Scioscia when they asked Lasorda why he was playing Scioscia over Mike Yeager, and if it was because Scioscia's Italian, and Tommy said, it's not because Mike Scioscia's Italian, it's because I'm Italian that I'm playing Scioscia. Well, it just had to kill Tommy to look across the country to New York and see this young, left-handed, Italian-American starting pitcher dominating for the New York Yankees. I'm sure Tommy would have preferred that Dave Righetti was a Dodger. But he was a Yankee, and a great one. A two-time All-Star, the Rookie of the Year. He threw a no-hitter for the Yankees in 1983 on the 4th of July, and he went on to a great career as a pitching coach, including winning 3 World Series titles with the San Francisco Giants. So to introduce Dave Righetti, our IABF Achievement Award winner, we'll bring up Mike Pagliarulo and Don Scala.
Good evening, everybody. I would just like to say something what Joe Torre said earlier about Brooklyn. He said there's a lot of Italians here, but there's a lot of Italians from Brooklyn, right, guys? Especially from Williamsburg. That's where it all started for us. So I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Dave, my good friend for many years. And you know, we all know that Dave has so many accolades as far as his great achievements, including, of course, the no-hitter in 1983, July 4th, which was a very, very warm day. It was like 100 degrees, and I was actually in the bullpen. I warmed them up that day, right, Dave? Okay? But, you know, Dave, besides his stellar playing career, he was a world champion 3 times as a pitching coach with the San Francisco Giants, or as they call them, Yankees West. Dave, you can explain that one when you get up here. We have a lot of history together. We were even roommates one year. Dave was always humble, a great teammate, and an even better friend. We had so much fun back then. We would go to his house in San Jose on occasion, and his father Leo would barbecue for us. But he'd also have pasta, because he was a great Italian. Dave was the consummate team player. Became evident in 1983. He was our number 2 starter behind Gator. He was 14-8 that year with over 200 innings pitched. Yet, I remember Dave saying, I'll do whatever's best for this team. So when Goose left in 1984, Dave became our closer. The great Gene Michael and the Brain Trust felt Dave had the moxie to do the job, and they weren't wrong. He took the ball without question, made the transition, had 31 saves in 1984, then went on to break the American League record for saves, 46 in 1986. There was just one thing. Just like that, he became the save leader, 224 saves, until some guy named Mariano came along. So I would just like to bring up Dave right now. His lovely family is here with him from California. Dave will introduce them. Mike, did you want to come up? Where's Mike? Where's Mikey Pags? Mikey coming up? He's not coming up. All right, I'd like to introduce my friend and one of the best pitchers of all time for the New York Yankees, Dave Righetti. You can tell him about this.
No, where's Pags? What the hell? Didn't I see him walking up his leg? Huh? Well, first of all, is that a live auction? It's not silent, right? This is great. I do have a speech, but I'm afraid to start talking about it, but I'm going to do one thing first. And when you go with the Yankees and you grew up in the Bay Area, it's the San Francisco thing, the Italian Righetti, Lefty Gomez, all these guys were my friends. And when you get to New York, they embrace you and you feel safe. A couple guys you didn't feel safe around, Goose, but my nickname was Little Mother. That was my nickname for years. But anyway, I'd like to, I'm going to introduce my wife before I forget. My beautiful wife, Candace. 35 years. We left in 1990, and we had triplets. And she's from California, and I never told the Yankees I was a free agent, and so I kept running up the price tag. I knew I was leaving, but I was pissed at George because he got suspended that year. I don't know if you guys remember that. And anyhow, I signed with the Giants, and we had our triplets. And Nicolette, one of my triplets, is here tonight. Nikki, you got to stand up? Thank you. And her fiance, Alex, future son-in-law, the only blonde man in the house, I think. Thank you very much for coming. My grandfather, Marco, came from Italy on the Europa in 1907. He was born in 1887, not 1987. So our family kind of spread out in years. Obviously, fought World War I, Purple Heart recipient. Actually, they came after him, wanted him to go back and fight in World War II, but he started the Sunshine Scavenger Company. When they got to Ellis Island, they wouldn't let him in. They shipped him back on the boat. They ended up in San Francisco a couple months later. Him and two buddies from Italy, from Genova area, near Spezia. They started this company, picking up after the earthquake in 1906. So that's what they did for a living. And 80 years later, we had a rendering business called San Tao, and that's what he did. That's how my grandfather got over here. When my father was a junior in high school in 44, instead of going in the Army or Navy or what have you, he ended up, he was going to sign with the Yankees, but he was a junior in high school, and he was 17. And our grandparents, all they knew was DiMaggio, the Yankees, Italian. So he couldn't sign with anybody else, he had to go with the Yankees. But my dad, having a pretty good idea that Rizzuto wasn't going anywhere, my dad was a shortstop. So my dad said, well, I want to go to the St. Louis Browns or the Boston Braves. And they said, no, Yankees, or back, you either go to Iwo Jima, or, you know, you're not going anywhere else. But the Yankees, that was okay. Go ahead, so we signed. But anyway, that's my family history. When I was playing with Texas Rangers in '78, I got traded to the Yankees in a Sparky Lyle deal. There was 10 of us, and George Steinberg thought it'd be a good idea to call me the next Ron Guidry. And I went, oh, you kidding me. So Ronnie just won 28 games that year. And he won the Cy Young, beat the Dodgers. And now I'm 19 years old, 20, going on 20. My first roommate, Dom Scala, and Steve Balboni, who's here somewhere. Where's Bones? Bones in there. So, we room with Dom's bags. We never saw Dom. But we roomed together. It was a great start for me. Got to ride in the park in Bonesy's Cadillac convertible to the minor league ballpark. That turned some few heads. But one of my great friends, Bones, you gotta stand up, Steve Balboni. So Don Mattingly caused a lot of guys to lose their jobs with the Yankees. Bonesy was the first one. It only took him 2 years to get a World Series ring with the Kansas City Royals, playing first base. Hal Morris got one in '90. I think Freddie McGriff got one in '90. I said, Donnie, you're killing it. You know, but anyway, Dominic's been trying to get me to come out here for years and do different things. But to be part of this organization, I'm fortunate enough to be in the Italian National Sports Hall of Fame. out of Chicago, which I know we're in partner with now. And to do this kind of makes things come full circle, right? I mean, it's pretty neat. And to be in the Bronx and not get yelled at by someone, it's a good thing, right? So being a Yankee, my kids to this day, I've been with the Giants now over 30 years. And Yankees only. we won world championships. Yeah, but I get it. I understand, and it's a great legacy to have. Sorry about my throat. I appreciate the people and the fans, the Yankee people. You don't realize what you do when you come into the ballparks and see those teams. I don't like the uniforms. What they do to the uniforms? They look terrible. But those old pinstripes, right? That's what you're missing, not that shiny, whatever the hell they're wearing. But anyway, thank you again. Thanks, everybody. Joe DiMartino, thanks for helping me with the planes and the rooms, setting us up. Everybody on the staff that helped do this dinner, and we helped raise money. Those scholarships are the lifeblood of this thing, right? So congratulations to all the recipients, the scholarships holders. It's really been nice to meet people and put faces to names. Thanks again for having me. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Dominic.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's a Yankee. Dave Righetti.